Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Sunday night of racing here with us at Delta Racing League. Tonight we've got a super sprint on the schedule for the night. And if anybody's unfamiliar, that just means that instead of the standard 1 hour race, we will have two 30-minute sprints where the drivers will both have two opportunities to either place better or make improvements, but also the pressure is that much higher because they have half the amount of time on track for each race to recover from any mistakes. So definitely going to be presenting the drivers with some interesting challenges tonight, especially at a track like Imola, which can really put a driver in a bad way with just some very minor mistakes in a couple spots of the track. Fortunately, it looks like we are not going to flood out tonight like the real Imola circuit did recently for the F1 series, but there is still about a 30% chance of rain during one of the two races. So we're going to have to be keeping an eye on that weather forecast and see if the drivers are going to be getting any last-minute surprises to throw off their race. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get trackside. We're just now starting qualifying, and it is a split qualifying session here. We're going to keep our eyes on Aiden Hasselbrock. Seems the alien from last season did not get reclassified, so is still hanging out in the AM category, but the other name to keep our eyes on while we are in qualifying going to be Santiago Pena, who's also very, very quick in the AM class, so we'll be keeping our eyes on both of those names and see how they do during qualifying. Again, free practices. You know, it could be doing anything. It could be that, you know, they were sandbagging just a little, or they were running super, super low quality fuel. You never know until it is here and happens during qualifying. Got a couple messages in the chat. Hey, thanks for the broadcast. Hope I can fight for P5. We'll be keeping our eyes on you. You looked in real good form during free practice. Javier Miranda, if I can finish, that's good enough. That is a mood, brother. And we've got hello and, oh man, I need to work on my other languages. But hello from Chile, hello from Oregon, US. All right, so drivers out there getting their tires warmed up, queuing up for the qualifying session to get started here. We've got a couple packs of cars here. Steve Poe has got a little bit of company behind him. This will be one of the very few Aston Martins on the field, if I'm not mistaken. Who is that driven by today? Excuse me, Stubby McNubby. Let's hop over to the number 96 car. Excuse me, hold on one second, folks. I was having some pistachios earlier and they seem to have gotten stuck in my voice box, but onwards. Question in the chat, wondering where my special guest is. Hold on. Oh, that would explain why. I just got a DM from him. Joining me in the commentary booth is going to be none other than Jeff Spangler. Just dragged him in the middle of that. Jeff, how you doing tonight?
Hey, good. How's it going?
We're doing all right. Just now getting started with qualifying. All right, now we got here. I need to get my screen thrown up for you so you can see what's going on. Nothing to see here, folks. Just a last-minute adjustments to get the stream going. Come on. Oh, and my Discord crashed, so Jeff's probably very confused as to what's going on right now. So that's cool. Santiago Pena doing a good job. Mathis LePage out in front of him. We're going to have fresh times here pretty soon. There we are. All right. Yeah, my Discord crashed when I tried to start the virtual webcam, which was super cool. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. And as Mathis LePage crosses the line to set his first quality time, it will be the fastest lap for a moment. For the one, yeah, there it goes right away. Santiago Pena across the line with a 142.575. Definitely going to be a time he's happy with for the AM class. We had, I think, one or two of them poking into the 141s, but for the AM grid, that's going to be a solid time to start on. How is Aiden Hasselbrock doing? Did he invalidate that previous lap? He must have. Because, yeah, he was doing 141s during practice, so we'll see what he can do on this next out lap. But right now, it's going to be kind of a battle for the fastest lap between Mathis LePage and Santiago Pena, with Mathis LePage already almost a half second up on this next time around the track. And we'll see if he continues to find time coming into Acqua Minerale. Very tricky corner here. He's going to hang on to that 0.4 second lead. There it goes up to 0.5 as Santiago Pena invalidates, and that's going to open the door to Mathis LePage to snag fastest lap of the session. Nice run through the chicane there. Just 2 corners to go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these cars take the old RNG chicane.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to drive Imola since the 1.9 update, but definitely a great track. Shame that there was no F1 racing there this weekend, and thoughts and prayers for everybody in that biblical flood that they're having there. So, but Mathis crossed the line. Doesn't look like that's quite enough to put him on provisional pole for the AM class here. But
throw up that.
See how his next lap turns out.
Yep, we'll see how the next one turns out. That's Santiago Pena's last lap there. Just a little bit faster. And he's going to... Oh, there goes Aiden Hasselbrock across the line now with all purple sectors. With a 141.317, blowing the AM competition out of the water. But like I said, the admins are aware he needs to be classified as a pro.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Definitely interesting feature 1.9 now, and probably will result in people, drivers staying out for the duration of their quali. If it's 10 minutes or so, it really takes 3 or 4 laps at least now for your tires to get in their best operating window. So as the clock ticks down here, I think we'll see some of these cars start turning in their best laps for sure.
Indeed, yeah, I've only just started to scratch the surface of watching all of the Aris videos going over the 1.9 update, and they completely changed how these cars drive. Really is. They put a lot of effort into, I think, the video I saw that was probably the most apparent was just how the rear tires specifically can brake a little bit more under power. It used to be kind of the case that if you got on the throttle in the middle of a turn, you just kind of push the car off, but they've now kind of remodeled that so that you can kind of kick the back end out mid-corner. So it'll be interesting to see. It's been interesting to see, I guess, how a lot of these cars have handled the new rotation they're able to get out of the cars.
Yeah, definitely. A lot more slip angle in play, and you don't push the throttle and get, giga understeer like you used to. So that's all plays into, they've been talking about how there's multiple ways to set up a car now to get it to do what you want. Don't really have to rely on the old hacks that that were so prominent. Stubby McNubby, one more turn to negotiate. Looks like he's hovering between 0.4 and half-second improvement. Looks like his previous lap was a 44.2, so we'll see where this puts him. 43.6.
Yeah, just nipping at the heels there of Nico Roscosh. 0.03 of a second behind him, and it looks like he's already found it with a 0.3 improvement just through turn 1.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know. This is such a great track. But when you hit that first chicane, it sets the tone for the whole lap. When you nail it, see that green delta, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, and it's just the flow of this track is so elegant. It feels so good when you get it right. It really does reward hitting that racing line and really extracting as much as you can out of the car, because when you get it right, you see what you saw there, and you can get 0.3, half second. I mean, in some cases, depending on how wrong you got it before, even a 1 second improvement just in one corner. Here's another opportunity for him to find more, but he gets a little bit loose there mid-corner and invalidates there at the exit of Aqua Minerale. And just like that, Imola can giveth and it taketh right away.
Yeah, for sure. Looking at the timing screen there, Mathis LePage was on a 0.6 improvement, and looks like he is gone back to the pits. But taking a look here at Ryan Garrity in one of the pizza delivery vehicles. 0.6 improvement. Taking quite a wide line there, Ryan. You know, the shortest distance between two places is a straight line, but nice improvement there.
I was gonna say, he seems to have made it work for him, though, because he does pick up a few positions there. Let's take a look. Oh, we got a big yellow flag here. Okay, that's just Maldini stuck on the track, but it looked like Rob Jacques may have spun off there into the runoff. Didn't quite catch all of that. Ooh, and Santiago Pena, all up over a half second, invalidates in the middle of Aqua Minerale. Is going to have to wait for another opportunity to try and snatch that position back from Mathis LePage. Oh, and actually, no, he won't have any time to do so, because it appears that the pros are being let out onto the track, so his time is up. So we see there Chris Rye is going to go ahead and put that lap away. Brandon Mansell getting ready to cross the line, a half second up on his previous best, and secures that time of a 1:44.925, which is good enough to get him into 11th place. We've also got Steve Poe and Ryan Garrity out there trying to get some last-minute improvements in. Looks like this. It looks like Ryan Garrity is going to be the first one through. Half second up would be enough for, let's see, almost 4 positions. Might be looking at a 6th place or starting position here in the AM grid. Feeds it through that corner nicely. Let's see, just one to go. A little bit wide there on the apex, but he gets it back in and continues to gain time regardless. Now 0.8, and this is going to look like a very, very strong lap to end the qualifying session on. Did he lift? He lifted! Ryan, no!
I wonder if he ran out of fuel.
Oh, he may. Oh, I wonder if he did. Very interesting.
Oh my goodness. Looks like that's W flying by.
Yep. And gains himself another position, up 1 with a 1:43.345. And that is going to do it for the AM cars. Let's go ahead and take a look over at the pro grid. Queuing up, we've got James Morris here coming into the second to last corner. But I believe the first car out is going to be Juan Paredo in the number 6 Ferrari, crossing the line now to begin his first hot lap at the quali session. Looking good through that first chicane, now up into the second one. Kind of wrestles it back up over the track. Looked like he was going a little bit wide. Now through the hairpin that ends good lap times. Takes that one nice and clean. Oh.
I am getting some confirmation from Ryan Garrity himself that he did indeed run out of fuel.
Oh no.
Yeah, that is the worst. But the good news is you know it's there, so take that into the race, my son.
Yeah. Take a look over at Xu Chen's lap here, coming through Aqua Minerale. I know that the split doesn't really mean all that much yet, but 1 second up on his outlap. So he either had a remarkable outlap or he's still got a lot of room to warm up those tires and find a little bit more pace as he almost goes out too wide and barely gets it back in onto the track. Pretty soon we're going to see some lap times. Juan Paredo does invalidate and will not set a valid time this time through. There we go. Shu Chen across with the first quick time out of the pro split. It's going to be a 141.670, followed by Matt Byrne with a 142.272. Andrew Sear with a 143. What is that, 232? Got a couple of others filtering in here. Melon Pitch across the line now with a 144.152. I know he's got some more in the taps there. Just got to get it all connected up during the qualifying session. Let me go ahead and throw these car numbers up there just so we can see how the Pro-Am split is shaking out.
Yeah, purple sector 1 there from Shu Chen, so that's a great sign if you can nail a purple sector on your first flying lap. You got to think there's even more room there, so very good for him. You know, if you didn't tell me, I don't think I would have known that that was Melon Pitch's car.
Not eye cancer enough for you? Another one to keep our eyes on is going to be Zach Doran. You can see there at the number 25 in the tower, 1.1 seconds up on that previous lap. He was also very quick during free practice. Right now, Aiden Hasselbrock still sitting in P1. And Melon Pitch continuing to find more time coming into the final two corners. 1.3 seconds up now, 1.4. Just has to hang on to it for one more corner. A little stab of the brakes to get some rotation out of the Lamborghini. And it looks like it's working for him. Now 1.5 seconds up, racing down the pit straight. And will cross the line with a green split. Let's see what that final time works out to be. It's going to be a 142.607. Bumps him up 5 spots into 13th and is quickly displaced down to 14th. Let's see here. Who else have we got on good laps? Ross Sparrow here coming out of that final chicane, half a second up. Mario Carrasco crosses the line with a 1.1 second improvement, and that's going to put him in 15th place.
I'm sure Ross is very happy he's not driving the Audi this season.
Yeah. It's been throwing me off because there are people driving cars they don't usually drive. Like Matt Burns not in a McLaren. I don't know what to do with myself.
And it doesn't look highlighter yellow or looks like it was made out of Play-Doh pieces.
Zach Doran right now looking to snatch pole away from Aiden Hasselbrock. He's 7/10 up on his best lap, which would be looking at a 141.1, 2/10 faster than right now first place Aiden Hasselbrock. Looks like he's going to get around that corner and hang on to the Delta. Oh, actually, it might be bleeding away a little bit.
It'll be close. Still got that purple border, though.
And there it is.
How's it?
141.157. He's going to sit in first place, and that is going to be a difficult time to beat.
Yeah, that is a very quick time indeed. I know a lot of the talk around this patch was that everybody was going to be slower, but I feel like it's almost made drivers of all skill levels, you know, especially this skill level, you know, we don't have any world beaters here by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, you can drive the car a little bit more like you're actually driving a car. And I think that people that have been doing that for a long time, or people that can, you know, now switch to that sort of driving style, make a long story short, I'm surprised to see a lot of people faster than they were before.
Yeah. Part of me wonders if that's just because with the changes they implemented in 1.9, there's a little bit more flexibility in what the drivers can do with their setups to kind of make the car give them a bit more help. And that you know, that might be me overreading into it just because I'd liked to play with setups when I was still driving regularly. That was like my thing. So I wonder if that might be playing into it. Just the added flexibility in the car setups might be potentially giving some advantage to drivers who weren't getting it from the old models, are now getting a little bit more help from the car. and that's kind of speeding up the grid.
Yeah, you can make a car that'll drive faster and be a little safer even, versus the way you had to set up a car in order to go fast previously. So a little more speed, a little less danger for everybody, perhaps, as we see Zach Doran besting his previous time to extend his advantage there. Up at the top, looks like almost 3/10 over Xu Chen. Obviously, we know Hasselbrock's not going to set any more times, so.
You know, and one more thing I want to kind of draw our attention to here before qualifying ends, just 35 seconds left here. If we look at the session best relative, the grid's really tight. Everybody kind of sitting within a couple tenths of the car in front and behind them. Let's see, Ben checking across the line here, bumps himself up 7 positions into 11th place with a 1:42.245, and is going to have another run around the track. But yeah, just the way qualifying is shaken out, I think we're in for a very, very good race today.
Yeah, absolutely. Imola, not a super easy track to pass on, and when you've got cars that are all pretty close in pace, that will definitely go a long way to keeping things close and exciting.
I am definitely looking forward to it, but that is going to be time for qualifying. So everybody who's on a current lap can finish the one they're on, and they've got to pull it into the pit. So last opportunity for the drivers to get out there and set a better time. Juan Paredo is going to do it. 3/10 up, is going to cross the line after qualifying has ended. Let's see if he gains a couple positions. He does. He moves up 7 positions with just 3/10 improvement there, putting him in the top 10. Let's see who else we got coming. 333 here. Oh, yep, Matt Byrne not going to improve on that lap. The number 410 car of Andrew Sear will. Improves by a tenth. Going to stay in 9th place. Mario Carrasco now coming through 1/10 up. And that would be enough for a position if he can hang on to it coming down the final straight. And there it is, actually gains 2 positions, moves up into 13th, bump and mill and pitch down a position. Let's see here, Ross Sparrow, I think the last one on the track, 2/10 there.
Yeah, James Morris was able to move up a few spots. I was watching him, Snell Train, and Sear, and unfortunately Sam and Andrew invalidated, but James was able to move up a bit. So it looks like that will round out quali, and Ross will be starting 6th on the grid. But I think it's time for everyone's favorite part of the broadcast.
Let's, without further ado, while we've got everybody sitting still, let me get this figured out. We're going to go to that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is our... Oh, where'd my kid? Okay, gotta remember I can't move my mouse that way. It'll switch monitors on me. All right, so let's go ahead and do our walk of the grid. Starting in 1st place, gonna be Zach Doran in the Porsche. In 2nd place, gonna be Aiden Hasselbrock. In P3 is Xu Chen to round out our podium. Matt Byrne is going to be starting in P4. Right behind Xu Chen is going to be James Morris in P5. Ross Sparrow qualifying in P6. Mathis LePage qualifying in P7. I'm going to say he's 1st in the AM grid if we're all being honest with one another. Aiden Hasselbrock kind of doesn't count, but nonetheless, Mathis LePage in the top 10 in 7th place. Sam Snelltrain qualifying right next to him in P8. Andrew Sear in P9 and Juan Paredo in P10 to round out the top 10. Right next to him going to be Timothy Jabadal in P11. Ben Burchett in P12. Mario Carrasco qualifying in P13. Millen Pitch in P14, Mateus Alves in P15, Alexander Miniushin in P16, Santiago Pena qualifying in P17, Luis Velez right next to him in P18, in P19 is Stubby McNubby, in P20 is going to be Nico Roskosh, P21 is Chris Rise, followed by Steve Poe in 22, Ryan Garrity in P23, and I'm going to have to move some things around here so I can actually see the whole leaderboard. Sorry about that, folks. Let's continue. In P24 is going to be Rob Jacques, followed by Brandon Manzel in P25, Giza Maldini in P26, Troy Guter in P27, Javier Miranda in P28, in P29, Michael Yaknis and Jose Este qualifying, or actually no, those last three I believe were quali bands, so that's why they're at the back of the grid. But that's going to be the grid for the day, ladies and gentlemen. 30 cars from front to back, and two 30-minute races to keep us entertained. And with a 30-car grid and very short races and not a lot of opportunities to pass here at Imola, it is going to be a very, very exciting race to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to think that Ryan didn't leave enough fuel so he could start right next to his teammate, Rob. Hopefully he remembers to bring enough fuel for the race. We'll see. Looks like everybody has made it down off the jacks in time. Hate to see any pit lane starts.
I do see one car missing on the grid. Doesn't look like a pit lane start, though. That's weird. Well, that's good luck for the drivers then.
Question in chat from Javier about points. I don't remember how far points go down.
I believe that he is correct in saying that the top 30 get points. I'm verifying that right now. No, actually, it is 25. 25 is the final position in the points. At least according to SimGrid. Let me double check here. Yeah, for sure. That is the 25th car is the last one to earn points. Why is that broken? Well, my SimHub thing at the top broke. That's cool. But about halfway through our formation lap here, last opportunity for the drivers to make sure the car feels how they want it to. Well, I guess they don't have any opportunity to fix it until the next race, so hope it feels right this time around. And just trying to get tires warmed up so that they can start that first lap pushing as hard as they can. Noticing a lot fewer drivers doing the tried and true, kind of sweeping technique. But, oh, there we go. Actually, we see a BMW there proving me wrong for just a second. I like to drag my brakes if I... Excuse me. There's that tickle in my throat again. Ugh.
Yeah, I am also a brake dragger myself.
It just works better. It gets the brakes up to temperature, gets the tires
it really does.
warm.
So we should be seeing the grid filing into their 2x2 formation here pretty soon, I would think. As Zach Doran leads them down the final hill into the last two turns. Looks like everybody is queuing up. Hopefully everybody is going to end up where they should be. Hate to see a drive-through for starting position right off the bat there. It does look like there's somebody missing right up in the third or fourth row there.
Might be an early disconnect, not sure, but that is... oh, I do see one car starting from the pits. It is going to be Luis Velez. Number 37 car. But without further ado, now we are just waiting for the green flag to drop and we kick off race one here at Imola. Say a final thank you to everybody who tuned in throughout the broadcast. And now we just got to get buckled in for race one. And we are just waiting for those lights to illuminate and we'll get this race started. And there we go. The green flag drops, and this race is underway. We got an early move to the inside there by Zach Doran, trying to get out in front. It looks like it's going to work for him. Aiden Hasselbrock not really having a great answer there. There's already huge carnage. Oh, no, 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 boys. Oh, what are we doing here? I can't even get my cameras back there in time. Uh-oh. Well, that's not a great start to the race. We still have people out to the sides. Let's see how many yellow flags we've got stuck in the back now. It looks like everybody's kind of getting their way going.
Yeah, I think everybody was able to continue there. Ben Burchett being very careful to get back on track and not smash into anybody or have them smash into him via an unsafe rejoin. But yeah, I think somebody kind of cut the wall there. It looks like everybody's able to continue.
Yeah, that looked like a big one. We'll have to take a look at that replay here in just a little bit. But for now, let's keep our eyes on this race because it is tight everywhere. We've got, it looks like almost a 5-car pack here behind Melon Pitch, duking it out for the top. Actually, that's really a battle for P10 there behind Andrew Sear. And Zach Doran, Aiden Hasselbrock pretty much right on top of each other going through the chicane. Little hop of the cars there, but let's keep our eyes on that chicane as more and more of these cars. Oh, and Melon Pitch is sideways. Oh, a very dangerous part of the track. It looks like so far everybody getting around him safely, but he is going to, oh, a little bit of a nudge there by Brandon Manzel. And that is an unfortunate start to race one for Melon Pitch, but looks like not too much damage to the car.
Yeah, hands down, the one place, well, the worst place to be stopped on track sideways. But looks like everybody did a pretty decent job of navigating. If that happens, you're so tempted to maybe reverse off and try to turn around, but you never know when that one car is going to cut behind you. So good on him for just holding the brakes and letting everybody go by.
Mateus Alves with a great move there in turn one on Mathis LePage, moves him up a position. Oh, and it looks like Andrew Sear's going to have a run at him now. Oh, no, but he's going to go and slot in behind him and wait for a better opportunity to do that. Coming up into the hairpin now.
Looks like we might have some first chicane sadness. Stubby and a couple other cars lost a few positions. Looks like he's still going. I'm not sure who came out the worst for where, but it looks like nothing major.
We still have a couple very, very close battles going on here, too. Brandon Manzel running off a little bit wide. Coming up over the hill. That can be a tricky corner to run the outside line on, but he slots back into the pack here, into Aqua Minerale. We can see Ben Burchett there almost going too wide with Troy Gooder. Little hop off the curving there for Brandon Manzel. And now we come into the second chicane. Ooh, that Ferrari out into the wall. Ooh, that's going to be a rough little kiss there. It looks like Timothy Jabadal gets a good exit there and is going to be able to pull out in front of Troy Gooder before the second to final corner, but that inside line is going to be difficult to beat, but the McLaren on the outside goes the long way around and is going to make the move stick. Steve Poe there stuck on the inside, finds his way back out onto the track. Take a look up at the battle for P14 here. Nico Roscosh going to be under a little bit of fire from Stubby McNubby right behind him. Oh! And with a sudden burst of speed there, the Aston Martin gets out in front of him, and now there's a 3-car pileup as one of the Ferraris goes wide. It almost loses it. Ryan Garrity getting it back in now. Ooh, that looks very tight between those 3 cars.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a white knuckle moment there for those guys. Roscosh went a little bit over the curb, and that slowed him down, let Stubby get past him, and then of course you got everybody queued up behind him with the poor exit there. But glad that everybody was able to keep their cool and keep racing.
And look at this pack of cars. They will not let up. They are basically right on top of one another now. They catch up to another 2. And you see Ben Burchett getting very close there to the back of Juan Pareto. He's going to get the draft down into the next chicane. Let's see if he can set up the move. Ooh, it looked like he wanted to try it there. I don't know if you saw the same thing.
Oh, I was watching him. Sometimes right there, it's all about making the car in front of you think you're going to do that. If you can put them off a little bit, you can pull it off sometimes. But looks like the pressure has not abated for Nico here, as he has Ryan Garrity, Michael Yaknis, and Carrasco there. Well, more than that on his tail. But see what happens in here. What happens going down into turn 1. Looks like Ryan Garrity himself is going to come under a little pressure from the Mercedes.
Ooh, that is very close.
Say your prayers.
Okay, all right, I'm pretty sure their cars were touching there, but looks like they get through there just barely by the skin of their teeth. Ryan Garrity certainly not safe yet.
Yeah, when the racing's this close, you know, you could find yourself pressuring the car in front of you, and then a few turns later, yourself being under pressure there. Looks like Ben Burchett has squeezed his way past a few cars. Caution there for Rob Jacques. Looks like he's fighting with Brandon Mansell. I believe right back there. Side by side. Coming up over the hill.
Oh, come on, boys.
Oh.
A big slide there from Rob Jacques, but well caught, and is going to get back on the track there. Faster cars making their way around on the outside.
Yeah, looks like Rob came off a little worse for Ware there. You can see there in front of your screen, Ben Burchett up to 20th, I believe. I think he started 11th. He kind of came out a little worse for Ware through turn 1, but it looks like he's fighting his way back up the field.
Let's take a look up here towards the front of the grid. Coming into turn 1, James Morris and Matt Byrne going for a little switch. Ooh, and there's a bit of contact there. Pushes Matt Byrne off into the sand. And Ross Sparrow right there to capitalize on it.
Wow, what a great move there. Right place, right time for Ross Sparrow. His two teammates, James Morris and Matt Byrne, scrapping it out. Might be getting a little awkward on that team radio at the moment.
Oh, and it looks like we've got a big yellow flag here for Ryan Garrity. He's on the outside of the second chicane there. Oh, and just has to sit there and watch as 10 cars get around him. Unfortunate.
Got a nice battle going on here from 4th place really back to 7th with Matt Byrne. Looks like Zach Dorn has separated himself from everyone else a little bit with just over a 2-second lead on Hasselbrock there. But Hasselbrock has Xu Chen lurking behind. And Zach continues to put it down, a 41.485 there. A very impressive lap.
It's going to be a very difficult lap to beat, and that's I think that's 4 best laps out of the last 5 of the entire race. So he's just getting quicker out there. But let's take a look up here. Xu Chen is starting to close in on Aiden Hasselbrock. We may have a battle for 2nd place on our hands here.
Yeah, quick peek at the chat. Looks like Luis Velez did have an internet issue, which caused him to start from the pits, but at least he is able to race. Ellen Pitch saying fun, ... I detect some sarcasm there, but at least there's a race too. Jen really putting the pressure on through Aqua Minerale. Kind of an awkward place to follow, especially if you think you can get a run, because it's such a tricky corner. You throw in the dirty air of the car in front of you and a potential speed difference, and it can get pretty dangerous, but looks like they navigated that pretty well. So they will head down the hill into the final 2 turns. Lambo is a very quick car these days. The 219-1 or 2, I forget which update, brought a lot of buffs for that car. And somebody, I don't think I've ever seen Shuchen drive a different car. I'm sure he's loving that, having suffered a bit in the Lamborghini in seasons past, but he's always found a way to make the car very quick.
Let's go ahead and take a break from this because I see some cars losing positions here. It looks like Nico Roscosh had a rough time there through the second to final corner. Drops down 3 positions in this little car, 4-car battle for 16th.
Taking a look at Ben's car there, I'm surprised to really not see any damage. He kind of got shunted off there at the beginning of the race. Looks like he came out pretty lucky compared to some of the other cars around him.
What a bold
side by
move
side.
there. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Able to hold on. Bit wide there through the hairpin, so he might have some defending to do as they come up the hill here. Looks like he'll just cover that off. Probably a smart decision from Pareto there to not press that.
Getting a little unsteady under the brakes there. But Juan able to wrestle it back under control and continue his pursuit of Ben Burchett here. Gives him a little peekaboo. Burchett not phased. Ooh, we see Nico Roscosh, I believe, no, that was Timothy Jabadal, pushes it out wide. Let's take a look over at Steve Poe, who's really applying some pressure to Brandon Mansell here. And just behind him, Rob Jacques also trying to get up another position here, and Juan Pareto into the pits. Did it, or did it just think that he was, it said he was, does not appear as though he did. My mistake. Here we go, we've got a 3-car train coming down into turn 1. Let's see what happens here. Steve Poe looking to the inside, but nope, that's just the camera angle. He slots back in behind Mansell and is going to wait for an opportunity. Ooh, and gets a little bit of a bump draft there by Rob Jacques.
Looks like Rob gave him a bit of a boost there and slowed himself down, allowing Luis Velez to catch up a little bit. Poe looking to the outside now. Mansell using the whole track though, and definitely not going to make this easy on him.
Ryan Garrity picking up a position on Troy Guter. Here we go. That's still, man, there's a lot of cars coming into the second chicane this late into the race. Ooh, but right now, Sam Snelltrain, James Morris, and Matt Byrne really going at it. Oh, my goodness, and Matt Byrne takes a bounce off the curbing into the side of Sam Snelltrain. That's going to take them both off the track. Oh, and I think Snelltrain's definitely gotten the worst of that exchange. Yeah, and it is towed back to the pits.
Didn't even have a chance to speak his name or bring any curses into existence. Looks like we didn't need to. But on a serious note, yeah, that's rough. Hard to fit 2 cars through there.
Burchett looking to make up some positions here. Down 5 since the start of the race. Right now has Juan Pareto in his crosshairs.
Yeah, Ben has definitely seems to have found some pace this season. which is always good to see. Found some more pace, I should say. What implied that somebody didn't have any pace. But yeah, I definitely think he's enjoying the season. Unfortunately, down a little bit from the start here, but you know, a little more than halfway through this race, so we'll see what he can do with the time remaining, as it makes it a little interesting through the chicane.
Take a look back here. Ryan Garrity going for a run on Brandon Mansell in the second chicane, and it's just, not quite able to make it, and there's contact. Ooh, that was just awkward to watch. I don't really know if anybody was at fault there. That was weird, but it looks like Ryan Garrity gonna give the position back.
Chivalry is not dead. Ryan Garrity is here. Good to see. Definitely an optimistic move. Pretty confident that Ryan is going to be able to get that position back. And Troy Guter, having gone through there, might help him in that, as now Mansell has to worry about getting around him first.
Let's take a look here. Stubby McNubby and Michael Yaknis getting very close to one another here, coming through the hairpin. Stubby McNubby actually having a fantastic drive in this first race, up 6 positions since race start. Actually, let's go back. Sorry, I got to take us back to the battle between Ryan Garrity and Brandon Mansell. It looks like I just missed it. I'm going to give that a replay here because that was a great move. We're going to go back here. And here we go. Looks like he got a good exit at that last corner and just is able to sneak right by that Mercedes. There's really not a lot that he can do about it. Now he is going to be chasing down Troy Guter next. Oh, and there's a yellow flag for Sam Snelltrain. It looks like he repaired the damage and is back out on track.
I'm not too surprised. I believe this is his favorite track. So he is he's gonna get all the miles he can here. Looks like Ryan Garrity just made his way past Troy Guter. Guter gave up the position before, so I'm not surprised to see that.
Just off camera there, we barely missed it, but Michael Yaknis gets back out in front of Stubby McNubby. And something I got to note, Michael Yaknis was serving a quali ban. He is up 16 positions since the start of this race.
Yeah, both of them definitely having a good race here. Be interesting to see if Stubby can stick pretty close to his bumper here. If Michael can kind of pull him through some traffic, sometimes you get behind another fast car, and you're able to just kind of use them as a buffer, and get through some positions perhaps a little bit more quickly than you otherwise would. Oh, Nico Rosskopf.
Out wide there in the runoff of that chicane. Probably just overcooked it a little bit. Now he is going to have some company. Steve Poe getting past there by Rob Jacques in the hairpin. We can see Ryan Garrity starting to close the gap on them. Now both these Ferraris down into Aqua Minerale. We can see a big move by Luis Velez just out of the camera view. Gains a position in a very tricky spot of the track that I would not have thought that passing there was possible. And unfortunately, it looks like Steve Poe is going to have a bit of a spin and loses that battle. And is going to get passed by both Ryan Garrity and Troy Guter.
Yeah, Steve has never been one to give up a position easily. And unfortunately, looks like he lost out there a little bit. Kind of seeing the grid spread out a little bit more with a little less than 10.5 minutes to go. That burn getting past Pena. I'm not sure what happened there. That seemed to happen very quickly.
Yeah. I think he ran off wide in the chicane before, and that's why there really wasn't much effort required to get around him. He was just slow. But Andrew Sear looking to make up another position here to make it 2 since the start of the race, as we just now lapse the final 10 minutes here. He's really pushing to catch up to Mathis LePage when we see Mateus Alves just in front of them.
And two Shumi Skins Porsches here. We'll see if they try to work together, but of course they've got Miniushin. Alexander Miniushin. Gonna go with Miniushin. Right on Andrew Sear's tail. Coming into the final 2 corners here. A little bit tricky trying to pass a car that's the same as yours. You have the exact same strengths and weaknesses, so definitely a good test of driver's skill for sure.
Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and scroll back here because Ben Burchett, once these guys get through here, is starting to close in on Juan Paredo again. Oh, it looks like that gap actually is opening back up again, so we're gonna stay here.
Let's bounce up to Chen and Hasselbrock, yeah. Looks like Zach has extended his lead a little bit at the top. And I'm sure he will look in his Delta and love to see these two fighting it out behind him.
Let's go ahead and ride on board here with Xu Chen now that these two have gotten so close to one another.
He had a good run coming out of Aquaman Rally. At this point in the lap, it's all about setting yourself up for pit straight. There's no way he's going to pass Hasbrook here. But if you can get a good run through here, hold your speed, and then get a better exit. Looks like he went a little wide there. And the new Porsche, a bit less of a slouch in a straight line than its predecessor. And does not look like Xu Chen is going to get close enough to make a move here coming into turn 1. So they both negotiate the first chicane pretty well. Xu Chen making use of the entire track. Love to see it.
Ooh, and a nice save there by Aiden Hasbrock. Almost gets the back end out from behind him. Yeah,
you notice that Xu didn't really gain much there. Sometimes you can't really help it. You kind of follow the car that's in front of you. Unfortunately, they slip up. Sometimes it means that you slip up and you can't really capitalize. But these two are definitely laying it down here, heading into Aquaman Rally. Xu with a great run. Let's see if it pays off. Hasselbrock defending, ends up in the middle of the track. Fair move. It looks like he will hold the advantage as we head down the hill to the final 2 corners. Yeah, good runs for both. I believe Xu Chen's a little bit closer this time.
Certainly looks that way. Let's see from inside the car how close he is. I don't think that's close enough to get the draft.
About the same. Yeah, another big change in the most recent patch is the rolling resistance. So a little less friction or something sciencey like that. So the cars are able to be a little bit faster in a straight line.
Oh no!
That, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, but Xu Chen gonna pick up the drive-through for track limits. Oh. Looks like he will have to serve that too. Imola actually has a pretty surprisingly long pit lane. Doesn't seem like it's a real huge track. We see Yaknis here looking to pick up yet another place. Not in class, but still overall, and we do score overall here at Delta Racing League.
Subby McNubby having a sniff there at Chris Rise as well. Looks like they will hold station heading down on the hairpin. Ooh, somebody a little wide there.
Yeah,
Luis Velez. Roscosh with a run. Don't believe he's going to get there, but we'll see how brave he is. Okay, that's probably the wise decision.
Shu Chen is serving that penalty now. There we see they're driving through pit lane.
That was a lonely drive.
Now down into P5, 6. Oh no, it's just going to continue to bleed, and here come a lot of cars. Ooh, a great run by Velez into the chicane. It looks like he gets the move done with relative ease there. Not much Rob Jacques can do about it either. Just in front of them, Nico Roscosh and Giza Maldini are getting very close there. Too wide. We can see the Ferrari getting a little bit slippery there. Nico able to get the car pointed in the right direction at the apex and sneaks through, moving himself up into 20th place.
Yeah, Maldini scraping his right tires there on the dirt. Gave Nico just what he needed to pull that move off.
As we can see here, we still have a very lively battle, or train of cars, excuse me, now behind Shu Chen. What is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 cars here with just 3 minutes left in the race. Seeing that burn slowly closing in here on Alexander Miniushin. If it flipped over there, if we see that gap close down any more than it has.
Just 2.5 minutes left here.
Ooh, yellow flag. We can see there just barely on camera. Chris Rise way off the track there on the inside.
Hate to see that with so little time left. Looks like he was up a few spots too.
He's still 2 up since the beginning, and I think he just got passed by like 4 or 5 cars. That's still not a bad finish. So look up at. Ooh.
I was just gonna say, any sim racer will tell you it could always be worse.
Yeah. We could be one of the guys parked in the pits right now.
Yes, you could. Looks like our next lap will be our last, rather.
Zach Doran really did run away with this one, didn't he?
Yeah, up to almost 6.5 seconds. And Hasselhoff, now that he does not have Shu Chen in tow, has a nice cushion down to 3rd place. Looks like Maldini had maybe a bit of an oopsie that allowed Jacques and Velez to both get past him.
And our leader is on the final lap now. As we can see, Andrew Sear and Mathis LePage getting very close to one another.
Yeah, Andrew's been pretty much glued to his bumper for pretty much the second half of this race.
Ooh, and
another drive-through
for the number 30 car of Jose Estee. See, Andrew Sear definitely going to be in a position to make a move here, but thinks better of it.
Yeah, this action here has allowed Miniushin and Byrne to both draw up on these two. So this will probably be the pack to watch here on our last lap.
Matt Byrne goes along the outside. Let's see if we can get the power down before the Porsche. He moves up a position, but they're still side by side. Oh, and this could be anybody's corner here. Oh, and they touch. Uh-oh. Looks like Matt Byrne trying to turn. There's no room for him to do so. And finds himself out on the beach instead.
Sure, he's not going to be happy about that.
I'd be interested to see that one under some review here. He may have been pushed off there.
Yeah, certainly did not have much room left for him at all there.
Go ahead, and we're going to flash forward to the front here as Zach Doran going to cross the line in first place. Aiden Hasselbrock, quite a little, well, yeah, I mean, 6.1 seconds is quite a ways back, but still a very impressive drive way in front of the rest of the pack here. Ross Sparrow going to bring home third place as he crosses the line. James Morris across the line now, too. Mateus Alves rounding the corner. Going to bring home fifth place, followed by Mathis LePage and Andrew Sear. Alexander Miniushin right behind them there in P8. Santiago Pena going to cross the line in P9, and Matt Byrne not far behind him to round out the top 10. Shu Chen going to be looking for a better finish in race 2, crossing the line in P11. We're going to jump back a few cars here. Okay, I thought maybe Jose might be able to get a run on Timothy Jabadal, and Jose, oh, that's right, he had the drive-through penalty, so that really did not matter much anyways. In P12, Michael Yaknis, Stubby McNubby. In P13, Juan Pareto. In P14, Mario Carrasco. In P15, Ben Burchett. In P16, Jimothy Tabadal. That's what almost just left my mouth. In P17, Chris Rise in P18, and then I saw a bunch of grid positions change, so I'm not sure how exactly accurate the rest of them are going to be.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Jose was jumping into the pits there. I believe you have 3 laps, and I'm trying to remember what the penalty is if you do not serve, you know, if you cross the finish line and just choose to take a time penalty. I think it might be 30 seconds. Can't quite remember, though.
Yeah, neither can I.
Hey, Matt Byrne, leave that out of the game chat, my friend. I see that there.
Yeah.
I see everything, man. All right. Looks like we... I just want to give a shout out. Looks like Stubby McNubby there coming off, I believe, his first AM race win last week is on the podium here again. I believe that was a 3rd place finish there for Stubby. So
Yes, it was.
Well done, my friend. Well done. If we discount
discounting Aiden,
yeah. Yeah, I don't think they were able to switch him around that quickly.
Yep, Mathis LePage bringing home first place, Santiago Pena in second, which is, if I remember correctly, right where they qualified. Right now we're just waiting for the session to flip over, so real quick, while I still can, let's take a look at... Oh! And the session flipped before I could get to it, and so, well... Spoiler alert, we're driving at night now. Oh boy.
This is a surprisingly dark track too.
This is a very dark track.
It's really dark. Like, I don't even see any lights in the pit lane.
It's not, I don't think it's lit. Either that or the lobby bugged. Not sure.
It almost does look like it's bugged.
Yeah, that looks...
That's like unnaturally dark.
Okay, well, we've got 2 minutes to try and fix this, so let me throw this up here. 1 second, and I'm going to go ahead and relog into the lobby and see if that doesn't fix it. 1 second, folks. Also, just go ahead and use this opportunity to turn up the gamma just a little bit. Okay, back, quit, confirm. It's probably gonna... Actually, the 2 race series tend to mess up the HUD anyway, so it's probably for the best. Clear all the data, we'll disconnect. Okay. Let's go ahead and join back in now. No, it doesn't appear it's bugged. It just looks like it's pitch black out there. So,
All right.
that's what we're looking at, folks. Let me get the rest of the HUD refreshed here.
Oh, I know what's weird. It's like nobody has their headlights on, or at least we can't see them.
Oh, yeah, I bet that's
the
what it
weird
is.
thing.
That is the weird
I
thing.
knew something was wrong. Look at that.
Yeah, you can see the brake lights, though. Well, while that's going on, let me see if I can get the race 1 replay pulled up here. I don't think it's going to let me without exiting out here, so I guess we won't. I was hoping to be able to review that while we were in between sessions there, but I guess that's not going to be what happens today.
30 seconds.
There we go.
There's the headlights. Someone in chat who I assume is Luis. I hit the sleep button on the keyboard on the first race.
Oh,
no.
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 Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, now it looks like everybody's headlights are in rave mode out there.
Yeah, cycling. Can't say the drivers don't know how to have fun.
Yeah, if you're not flashing your lights at your friends and or driving through their cars on the formation lap, what are you really doing? I mean, are you even living? Look at them. Javier Miranda says yes, blame the drivers. Yes, always. We'll always blame the drivers. That is correct.
Looks like we have another car starting from the pits this time, going to be Rob Jacques. And this is going to be a very different race, not just because it's race 2 and the drivers are hoping to get a better result after learning how their car is going to handle and maybe making some last-minute setup changes, but they are also looking at an entirely different track. Not only is it going to be way colder, 12 degrees colder than it was during the first race, they'll also be doing it at night at Imola, which is a notoriously dark track to drive at.
Yeah, very dark track. It's a lot of fun in the dark.
It certainly can be, and just to give you all an idea, that's about all they can see is maybe the car in front of them, and you can't really read the braking marks. It's just, it's a different experience, a little scarier. Of course, looking at the back, all you can see is the headlights of the car that's about to hit you.
For those that might not be so familiar with how we do our super sprint races here, one quali will set the grid for both races, so that's why we jumped from race 1 straight into race 2. That might change in the future, but for this season, that's the format that we're utilizing. So we are starting the exact same positions. Everybody's got another chance at glory, and hopefully not sadness. We'll see.
Definitely be looking for a better race start, and we didn't get a chance to review the replay of the previous race's start, but a lot of carnage right there at the first straight before we even got to turn 1. So we're hoping for a better start this time as we see the drivers beginning to line up double file and get into their starting positions to kick this second race off.
See, I can't even see what number that is, but I see a car still flashing its lights, and I know it's still James Morris. It is in that Ferrari there on the end. Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
I see you. I just know. You're around the same group of people and racing with them for long enough.
You learn.
You just know these things.
All right, well, here we go as we round the final little kink in the road. Everybody is going to be in their starting positions. And we're going to get this race going just as soon as we see those red lights at the end of the straight turn green. Or maybe it's lights out, I forget. Oh, we won't see anyways. They turned green. All right, and there we go. Green, 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 and we get the second race started here. Zach Thorne with a good start on the inside here. I'm looking over at my other monitor to see if anything crazy happens. There's already carnage. Oh no, Stubby McNubby gets collected as we see the BMW there of Santiago Pena go sideways. We've got more carnage in turn 1. Oh, no, 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 we've got cars hitting. Oh, this is not going well. Uh-oh.
Looks like Andrew Sear stuck in the middle of the track there and cars streaming around both sides. Whoa, that was a very close rejoin there.
Oh, and we've still got more dominoes falling here as we can look back to the middle of the grid and everybody just desperately trying to find their way through here.
Chris Rise taking the off-road path there at a very slow speed. Very bumpy here at Imola if you get off the track. Look at all those cars fly around the hairpin there.
Ooh, Troy Gooder gets pushed off to the side there by the 453 car of Michael Yaknis. Looks like he's able to get back in on Aqua Minerale without too much drama. Mario Carrasco and Alexander Miniusian. They're almost going too wide through that chicane, but this is going to be the group to watch going through here. It looks like they mostly keep it single file. We've got a car on the inside there. I believe that's Stubby McNubby.
A couple cars in the pits already. Santiago Pena and Chris Rice, who we saw limping off the side of the track. The way his car, he must have had a ton of damage. Couldn't necessarily see it, but yeah. Looks like last caution Jedabal here. Or sorry, is that Mateus Alves? Yes.
Yep. Mateus Alves and Jabadal.
Okay, Jadabal always driving the McLaren, so I can tell those tailheads. You can see everybody seemingly a little bit more cautious already. Look how much the grid is kind of fanned out. Not as many road numbers here on what I believe is lap 2.
Yeah. Yaknis getting his way up the grid early again, starting from the back, already up in P14. Maybe some evidence of him kind of forcing his way up there, but he is there now. But let's take a look up towards the front of the grid here. We can see James Morris taking a little hop of the second chicane and gives away a little bit of the run he was gaining on Aiden Hasselbrock, and have to work to get that back now. And Mario Carrasco and Miniusian trade positions there through the second chicane, and we've got 2 white flags here for Brandon Manzel, who's getting just bullied around the track there. As we can see him drop down 3 positions. What is Xu Chen doing all the way in the back here? Wait, what? What is Xu Chen doing back here?
I would imagine he got caught up in whatever happened in lap 1. As we see Maldini going very wide there. Definitely not the time of the race you want to be doing that with so many cars ready to stream right around you. Speaking of Xu Chen there, looks like he will have a good run on Troy Gooder. Just pulled ahead going into turn 1. He will get that done.
Ooh, Stubby McNubby really pushing Andrew Sear here, coming to the exit of that second corner. We've got a yellow flag for Guiza Maldini and Luis Velez back in turn 1. Looks like they're moving around the track again, though. And now Michael Yaknis closing on Ryan Garrity, and just behind him, literally breathing the exhaust fumes of both cars, is Mathis LePage. Looks like Ryan Garrity stays out in front. That's Xu Chen closing up in on them.
Yeah, good to see Mathis back on the grid. He'd taken a bit of a hiatus, at least from Delta Racing League. Good to see him back.
And I'm gonna go ahead and hit a replay and pull it up here on the other screen here with just a monumentally successful move here from Andrew Sear. And here we go. It's gonna be Andrew Sear in the sky blue Porsche behind him. Making a run, and he gets just a great line through here. The other car out wide, and he is just right there to slot in on the inside and makes the pass.
Yeah, that was a great move. Really had to nail that one, stick it right there on the inside. Yaknis here getting bumped a little bit by Athos LePage, it looks like. Yaknis ran wide there just a tiny bit. And we'll see, that could make things interesting. Everyone being defensive here into turn 1. Yaknis taking a bit of an inside line, moves back to the middle of the track, right behind Ryan Garrity, who he turbo boosts through the chicane, it looks like.
It's either that or he had to check up on the brakes because Xu Chen closed in right on him.
Except Chen was able to move past Matheson through turn 1 and 2 there. So, as we saw Yaknis on the offensive, now he will be on the defensive a little bit here with Xu Chen surely eager to make up some of those lost positions. Xu Chen looks like he's lapping pretty swiftly here with 2 purple sectors there on his previous lap.
God, you know, it really, you forget about, I mean, just me as somebody who doesn't drive as often as obviously all of the guys on track, it really does astound me how little visibility they have. Oh, and that's a big collision there for Xu Chen. Unfortunately, it looks like Ryan Garrity also spun around. What I was about to say is you really can't see the track around you when you're really close to the cars, and then all of a sudden the cars were touching. That might be a little commentator's curse there on my part. Sorry, boys.
Yeah, definitely big sad there. I was going to say it looked like everybody got away unscathed. As we saw, Xu Chen still behind Yaknis here, but unfortunately, looks like Ryan got collected in that.
So let's take a look actually towards the front of the grid. Actually,
lead change.
Yeah, we have a lead change here. Aiden Hasselbrock's gotten out in front of Zach Doran, who's currently under a ton of pressure here by James Morris, who gets a great exit to that chicane and just walks right around him through the hairpin.
Yeah, we had a fastest lap, last lap from Aiden there. And, yeah, I wonder what happened to Zach. And obviously, he's still struggling a little bit with Byrne going past, and now that would be losing my mind here. No, Byrne's not past. Oh, I'm sorry, Morris passed.
Yeah, Morris passed him. We'll pull up the other screen here. Xu Chen looking to make another move and gain a position back on Michael Yaknis now.
You know, if you wanted to, this might be a great time to go on board with the Sam Stone train.
I think so.
All right, let's do it.
Well, the purple sector 3 on that last lap. That was very quick.
Yeah, what is that? Jeff's Pizza Parlor. Wow, very, very funny, Sam. In his pizza / Italian themed car, he said he had a livery that he wanted me to see, so I'm very glad Sam decided to race this week.
Let's actually hop up a couple of cars here and take a look at Zach Doran starting to close in on James Morris. Xu Chen getting around Michael Yaknis off camera there. God, even just watching these guys drive the cars that fast is making me nervous. They're really throwing it through there.
Yeah, everything definitely seems to go by quickly here at night, especially through Aqua Minerale. It's a bit of a roller coaster ride. Tons of fun, though. Andrew Sear putting some pressure on Jose Estee here. As they exit up the Minerale, looks like Jose is going to stay out in front of that lovely colored bright blue Porsche.
Also got a 3-car battle for 20th beginning to develop here behind Brandon Mansell. Stubby McNubby looks to the inside and runs out of room very quickly there, but Brandon Mansell overcooks it, runs out wide himself, and that is going to open the door to Stubby McNubby to get right next to him. And there is the pass. Now Luis Velez having a look. And is not going to be able to make it happen in these corners, but might have a run on him into turn 1.
No, looks like he ran it out wide there.
Yeah. Take a look at Steve Poe and Ryan Garrity into turn 1 now. And just out in front of these two, Mathis LePage and Michael Yaknis getting very close to one another. Let's take a look at this. Coming around the hairpin. And it does look like he's getting closer. He's getting the draft from the car in front. AMG using a little bit more of the track there, staying out in front. It also looks like Sam Snelltrain starting to catch up here to Matt Byrne.
Certainly no love lost there from the previous race, as those two found themselves in a bit of a tangle.
Oh, and Michael Yaknis picking up an early drive-through penalty for track limits.
Oh, all that charge, the hard charge from the rear has just been undone. Awful feeling.
Chen looking to make another pass here on, it's going to be Nico Roscosh in the crosshairs this time. And I think he's going to get that done pretty easily here. He's got a lot of speed coming around that corner, but Nico's still in it. And yeah, he's going to go ahead and cede that position.
Yeah, wise move there from Nico, who is quietly having himself a good drive. We throw Aiden out to P2 in the M class, so he has about 3-second advantage on Mathis LePage. Let's see how that develops.
Let's take a look up at our front runners here. Ben Burchett is getting lapped here by both James Morris and Zach Doran, who have a 2/10 gap between the two of them. And in kind of an interesting role reversal here, it seems Aiden Hasselbrock out in front is beginning to pull a gap on Zach Doran.
Yeah, I would really be interested to know what happened to Zach. I mean, he just cruised off into the sunset in race 1 here. I wonder if maybe he had some sort of incident with his tires. I feel like if he had any contact with another car or a wall somewhere, we probably would have picked up on that, but he definitely not having quite as easy of a time as we see Hasbrook with a 41.2. My goodness.
That is, I mean, that's almost quality pace. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how these guys get around Ben. Definitely is wanting to get around lap traffic as quickly as possible, but they are not obligated to dive out of the way or anything like that. And I know Ben will be trying to play as cool as possible here, but with such a short race, you know, everything's compounded, right? You have even less time to make up ground to the cars in front, so we'll see how this unfolds here. Can't quite tell. Is that okay? So that's Morris out in front, then Burchett, and then there's Mapper. Okay.
Correct. Yep. See Mario Carrasco gaining a position on Timothy Jabadal there, just off camera. And Ben Burchett runs it a little bit wide on exit, and that's going to let those race leaders through.
Yeah, probably not intentional, but perhaps not the worst thing.
Right.
Allows Sam to get there as well, so he will continue his pursuit. I didn't even have enough time to actually say it, but yeah, Nico losing out there to Mathis and on Pareto, so I'm gonna guess there was a little argy-bargy there. Nico now finding himself under a little pressure from Jose Estee, and surely wanting to hold on to that third place in class.
Another battle to watch is going to be between Mario Carrasco and Timothy Jabadal. Just as I get the camera over there, actually spacing out a little bit. So let's tune back into the battle between Matt Byrne and Sam Snelltrain. Ooh, a little out wide there for Matt Byrne. He's going to keep it moving. Looking at those last laps there, it does look like Matt Byrne is just a little bit quicker. But that is only just the last lap.
Yeah, that red indicates an invalid lap, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so that might have thrown Sam off a little bit. Maybe he lost a little time.
Yeah, red is an invalid lap, yellow is a valid but not your fastest, green would be a personal best, and then purple is the best.
Yeah, as we see Jose Estee and Roscosh side by side now, white flags, but it looks like everybody's still going. I don't know if you want to risk a replay, but they were side by side for a good,
Yeah,
good little bit there.
We'll do it on the other computer here. There is the replay from just a little bit ago. Did I miss it? Let's see.
Uh-oh. Contact between Byrne and Snelltrain, and Snelltrain has fallen back a little bit, lost out to Ross Sparrow.
Got through the replay city.
Replay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure Sam won't have an opinion on whatever just happened there.
Let's go to the replay over here. Sam Snelltrain in the focus here. Let's see what happened. Ooh, looks like he's trying to go for a move here into turn one. And they touch. And maybe a little paint lost for the Porsche there, but nothing too bad. Pareto's caught up to the back of Mathis LePage now. Looking to make up those 3 positions he's lost in the last 19 minutes. Closing back in on him in the final corner now. Oh, we've got a yellow flag for Aiden Hasselbrock. What was that about? I don't know, but Zach Doran is caught up to him very quickly.
Yeah,
There you-
3.5, 4 second lead just vanished.
Yeah.
Gonna guess a little wide through that, coming out of that second chicane. It's very easy to want to get on the power a little bit early. And if you run it into that dirt, it will slow you down. Andrew Sear having a look behind Roscosh here.
And they're going Battle continues side by side. Looks like Andrew Sear going to slot in just behind that Ferrari in front of him. Oh, what happened? Did he lock up and spin?
Did he turn his traction control off? That's all, the way that car is fishtailing under any throttle makes me think that maybe he accidentally flipped off his TC or something.
Yeah, I'll be very interested to hear what happened there after the race.
Yeah, for sure. Maldini in the pits. Did we miss a drive-through?
I don't think
Or
so.
perhaps he has called it an evening.
Let's
It's like
see.
one Pareto.
He's parked, and I don't know that I see him up on the jacks. That might be spelling the end of his race there, and we just missed Xu Chen going for a pass there. But does make the move happen on Timothy Jabadal. Zach Doran has caught back up to Aiden Hasselbrock, though. Oh, we've also got a little bit of a train forming up here around Mario Carrasco behind Mateus Alves. A three-car battle for 7th place is emerging. It also looks like Mathis LePage kind of closing in on, would that be Juan Pareto? Let's see what's going on over there real quick. There's the second chicane, going to be the hairpin next. And we've also got Steve Poe and Stubby McNubby getting real close to one another. At the exit of T1 and 2, now coming up into the second chicane. Steve Poe looks for an inside line and doesn't find it there. Ryan Garrity able to sneak away. Now Stubby McNubby is really closing in the distance now.
I hope I'm wrong, but I'm very afraid this is not going to end well for someone. I don't know who yet.
Only time will tell as Aiden Hasbrock manages to shave even more time off of that already very fast time. 1:41.142.
Yeah, always good to see. Make a mistake and you're able to bounce back. Now, especially since he's under pressure from Doran, that'll be a big confidence boost for him going into the, last 7 minutes of this race here. A little bit of a light flash there from Luis Velez on Stubby McNubby. Not sure what he's unhappy about, but see here, sticking to his bumper. Velez with a good exit there. Maybe touch the tires on the dirt just a tiny bit. Ryan Garrity, see if he stays defensive here. Chooses the middle of the track. Steve Poe makes a little look to the inside, but ultimately decides to file in behind. Probably the correct decision. Live to fight another day. Drive through there for Zach Doran, so that will end things up front there. Aiden Hasbrock will probably be pretty relieved to see that. We'll see where that penalty puts Zach Doran back out on the track once he serves that.
Yeah,
Hate to see that.
We'll see. That drops him down into. Oh, that can't be right. Hold on. That drops him down into 20th. Not be good.
We'll see what happens here with this pack. They've kind of separated out into two smaller groups here. Seems that Steve's able to do a little bit better through Sector 3, and perhaps, why is he still flashing him? Let's knock that shit off.
Yeah, a little tiresome, but I mean,
little bit of gamesmanship. Unfortunately, I don't think it's nearly as distracting as it might be in real life with a real car with their bright lights in your rear. It's like,
Yellow.
Both of these guys within shouting distance of the car in front of them, but I don't think Velez is going to be able to make that up.
We'll tune back in on that in a second here as Alexander Mnuchin is getting some pressure here from Xu Chen as he's trying to close in on Mario Carrasco, just turning into a 3-car battle for 8th place. Now would be an interesting time to see what's going on from Xu Chen's point of view here.
Yeah, definite wiggle there through Aquaman Rally from Mnuchin. No, that's not for chat out. That's for position.
And Zach Doran serving his pit stop, or his drive-through now. You can see him falling down the leaderboard.
Small look to the inside, but not enough to phase Mnuchin there as somebody gets onto the dirt just a little bit. Not sure if that's a lap car up in front or if...
I believe that's Mateus Alves.
Ah, okay. He looked closer to this back than I think he really is.
Ooh, we've got a big double yellow here. Oh no, and it's only getting worse. Stubby McNubby, and it looks like one other are involved, Luis Velez. That's not what you want to see.
No, definitely not.
Xu Chen had his lights off there for a second.
She driving with his lights off right now.
He's trying to go for the Batmobile strategy. They can't defend if they can't see me coming.
Goodness.
Never mind the fact that you get black flagged for that immediately, but... Let's take a look up towards the front of the pack here. It looks like Matt Byrne is caught up to James Morris for 2nd place.
Byrne up 1 spot. I think Morris up a few spots as well. So Ross Sparrow there in 4th, having himself a nice drama-free drive, it looks like. Sure, he'll be happy with that.
And there's that position delta. It seems like kind of everybody having a good race up towards the front. Mateus Alves up 9 positions. Mario Carrasco up 6. Alexander Mnuchin 8. Xu Chen trying to recover that drive as Zach Doran's in a rough spot after that drive-through. Hosea stay up 14, starting from the very back of the pack. Everybody kind of having a good drive out there. Yep, Mateus Alves is going to spin it off the track there, which is going to allow Xu Chen and Alexander Mnuchin in. Ooh, and Xu Chen tries to the inside, almost gets squeezed by the Porsche. And I see why. Leader is on the final lap, so he is now out of time to try and recover these last few positions.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to ask him what this business is with turning the lights off is all about.
Yeah, it's not great. I don't know how to feel about it. It's very distracting. Alexander Mnuchin up 9 positions, fighting for his life to hang on to that P7 finish. Although, if I'm being honest, Xu Chen not really pushing him too terribly hard right now. Whoa, almost contact there. Shu Chen definitely had more speed going through there, but has to check up on the brakes, and there's the blinkers. Let's see if he can
so those are functional. Okay.
Yeah, those ones work.
Yeah, I think the leading car there, Carrasco, had a bit of trouble through that chicane, and it kind of backed Minuchin up just a little bit. Maybe Shu didn't quite pick up on that. Easy to do in the dark. And once again, he has decided to turn his lights off.
Zach Doran looking to see if he can salvage one more position back from Timothy Jabadal. And it also looks like Matt Byrne is going to slide. Okay, I thought he might be close enough for striking position, but Aiden Hasbrock going to win race 2. James Morris just in front of Matt Byrne, going to be finishing in P2 and 3. And it looks like we see Zach Doran does get around, but Timothy Jabadal's off the track. Sam Snelltrain and Ross Sparrow finishing in P5 and 4. Stubby McNubby across the line in P6. Mario Carrasco going to finish in P7. Right alongside Alexander Miniushin is Shu Chen, but Alexander Miniushin going to hang on to that position. Zach Doran going to finish in P9.
Did something happen to Stubby? I think it's almost like he teleported to pits.
He must have.
Huh.
That's very weird. Well, okay, Shu Chen in P8, Zach Doran P9, Timothy Jadabal in P10, Mateus Alves in P11, Mathis LePage finishing in P12, Juan Paredo in P13, Hosea Stay in P14, and again, discounting Aiden Hasbrock, finishing in 3rd place in the AM split. Nico Roskosh in P15, Ryan Garrity in P16, Steve Poe in P17, Luis Velez in P18, Stubby McNubby, I think he'll settle out into P... Nope, he's still falling, so Andrew Sear in P19. Is Rob Jacques on the track, so I think he will take P20. Yeah, and there it is. I'm not sure what happened to the bottom split of this leaderboard, but not sure. We'll have the standings all figured out once the official results are posted. But that is gonna do it for tonight's race. Well, races, I guess. It's man, and both of them two very different races. Just with the track conditions changing like they did. And the lineups, honestly, were very different. You know, where we had one race leader walk away with the win, Zach Doran in race 1, finishing in P9, and then Aiden Hasselbrock there to pick up the slack. And we had a couple of very interesting battles towards the back of the pack that lasted pretty much the entire race. I don't think I could have been happier with how it went. Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up here, Jeff?
No, yeah, like you said, two very different races, but lots of action throughout. You can't ask for much more than that. Congrats to our winners.
Congratulations to our winners. Well, that is going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Join us next week. We will be at Indianapolis running the inner circuit, which is certain to be interesting. You never know, that 30% chance of rain might just turn into a 40% chance of rain at Indy if we're lucky. So if you want to make sure that you catch that, go ahead and hit the follow or the subscribe button if you haven't already. You'll get notifications about half hour before the race starts, usually when I send them out. Yeah, that's going to do it for me. My name is Matt McAdams. Joining me in the commentator's booth today was Jeff Spangler. Thank you again, Jeff. Your company was very much appreciated. Yeah, that's going to do it for us. Hope we see you guys next week, and you enjoy the rest of your weekend.